Hi everybody. Hey, today I want to talk about sleep a little bit more. I was going to just post about it, but I thought there's so much to say. We've got to do a video. Every time I'm on Facebook, I notice quotes, lots of them, probably more often than most things. I see people complaining about sleep, and I wanted to read you a couple of these funny quotes. I mean, if you have trouble sleeping, you understand this. There's so much to sleep that is about our emotional stuff and the state of our brain and our energy system, and nobody tells you that. So no, I don't think you're just flawed and you're not just someone who can't sleep. But before we go into it, I want to read some of these to you because they're hilarious. One of them is, "The night is the hardest time to be alive, and 4 a.m. knows all my secrets." And here's another one that's so the way it is. "I've got a bad case of the 3 a.m. guilt. You know, when you lie in bed awake and replay all those things you didn't do right, because as we all know, nothing solves insomnia like a nice warm glass of regret, depression, and self-loathing. Isn't that when that hits? It's big time. That's real. That's when everything that you find wrong with your life hits, right? 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how it is for me." My favorite, though, is this quote by David Benioff, City of Thieves. I don't know how to say his name, but it says, "I've always envied people who sleep easily. Their brains must be cleaner, the floorboards of the skull well swept, and all the little monsters closed up in a steamer trunk at the foot of the bed." Okay? That's the truth. When your brain is clean, you can sleep. You cannot sleep when you have a lot going on. So if there's just a problem that's brewing, somebody's really made you mad at work, or something's going on with your family, there's a lot of conflict, or there's a lot of change, there's a lot of stuff that you're stressed out about. If you don't help your brain before you go to sleep, then you'll be woke up all night long. Either you'll not be able to go to sleep, period, or you'll be woke up in the middle of the night with all of your deepest fears or issues about what's going on in your life, or what has ever gone on in your life that's a match to what's right now. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that because it makes so much sense. One of my favorite authors, Kelly Walden, she's wrote all these books on the dream dictionary and how to understand your dreams, and she is very good at helping you understand what your sleep is about on a way bigger level than just what's going on in your body. Okay, what's going on in your emotions, what's going on in your spirit, what's going on in your mind. I love her stuff. But one of the things that she taught that makes so much sense to me, and I have lived it over and over, and I have helped clients live this, because after they work with me, some of them that have had sleeping problems for years will go home and sleep 3 days solid because their brain can finally rest. It's real. And so kind of the example that she gives in here is that kind of at the end of the day, right, in that first little while that you're asleep, she said that your brain is doing some filing, okay? So you kind of think of your brain as in having this secretary that's going through files and cleaning off the desk and just putting everything away. And so once things get into files, then you go into a deeper sleep that's called the rapid eye movement sleep. And that's when your eyes are moving and you're actually processing the emotional stuff. You're putting things away and you just wake up feeling amazing. You feel fresh. Your mind feels clear. That's because it's all been cleaned. So when we have a lot of stuff going on and we don't help ourselves with anything, we don't help ourselves process it, we're just mad, we've been at work, we've got all this going on. Imagine that when you lay down in bed and you're so tired, your body is exhausted, but your brain is doing this and you can't relax and you can't sleep. Imagine it like this secretary is walking into your office all ready to clean, all ready to file for you, and you have your lunch trash, you have kitchen tools, you have clothes, you have all this stuff all dumped in a big pile of mess, stuff that doesn't even belong there. You just have piles and piles of things. And she looks at it and it's like, where do I even start with this mess? There's so much stuff. I don't even know what to do. And that's kind of this feeling you have. And so you don't have to do everything, but you want to get some of your emotions and thoughts and start the process going. At least get things into piles before you go to sleep, because then you can fall asleep so fast. And not only do you fall asleep fast, but you stay asleep because everything's getting filed and you're ready to process it. And so most of the heavy lifting of the emotional work happens when we go to sleep. And so in sessions and in this kind of work, all we're doing is we're getting the ball rolling, we're getting things into piles, and we're finding solutions then while we sleep. And so imagine, we're all just a lot going on anyway. It's the extra stuff. The problems, if you're depressed or you're running a lot of anxiety, then you have a lot of problems that are big problems, maybe unrelenting problems that you don't know how to solve. Like maybe it's one of your kids you're really worried about. You don't know if they're going to be okay. You're in a really tough marriage. You don't feel like you'll be okay if you leave. You don't feel like you'll be okay if you stay. And so your mind just, it's a big pile of yuck and the solutions can't come. And so what will happen is you'll feel like hell. You'll feel exhausted. You'll feel drained. Like you can barely stand up. You're so tired all day long. But at night, you don't sleep at all. And that's because your brain doesn't know what to do with this. There's no, where do I file this? Where do I start with this? What do I do? And so even though the situations that you're in might feel really scary, they might feel overwhelming, there might be a lot, you don't have to know how to solve them. That's not the goal. You just have to be working through the emotional stuff, the stress, helping your mind to at least be heard, the feeling, the need, help the energy to process. And then as you sleep, your mind can rest and the solutions can start to unwind and come to you, because you're not going to be able to solve something big like that overnight. And sometimes it's really hard when it is one of our kids. It's a parent that's having problems or something that we have no control over, but it's affecting our lives. Okay, that is really hard, because you can't just walk away from it. It's in your life and it's hard every moment, and you have to find a way to make peace with whatever it is. Line up with whatever you've got. And when I say line up, I mean get yourself to a state of calm about what's going on. You might not have all the answers, you might not like it, but if you can get to calm, your brain can start to file things and process things, and you can feel really, really good. And so that's the work we do in sessions. That's what I do, is help people sort that stuff out so that the solutions can start coming and they can start getting what they want. Because a lot of people know what they want, they're trying to get it, and they feel like hell because things keep happening in their life and they can't get what they want, and they can't figure out why they're tripping themselves up, and it's a terrible feeling. And so that will also keep you awake at night. So these are the things that create a healthy sleep. Because even if you take your drugs, you might take a sleep aid, it'll knock you out, but you don't always wake up feeling that refreshed, clear feeling. You kind of wake up feeling muddled because nothing got processed while you were sleeping. You kind of went to sleep, but you're still holding on to the mess and it's not getting sorted, and that is the most frustrating feeling there is. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the comments, I have a couple of blog posts that are on clearing middle of the night anxiety and clearing the anxiety and fear we have for our kids. Those are two that I have on the blog right now. Okay, they might not be your issue. They're just they're an exercise that helps you to start clearing up your mind. And even if it's not perfect, even if it's not exactly your issue, it does start the ball rolling. It will help you to start feeling clear right now. So check the comments. Try those processes out. Try them out right before bed, or even if you wake up and you're feeling a lot of anxiety, save this video and go to those links and start doing that process to clear some of that anxiety out, and see if it will just help you to calm things down and get your mind a little bit more clear so you can sleep. So anyway, if you have questions about this, this is a fun topic. This is really important. And so it makes all the difference in the world. I've been through some pretty hard times, okay? One of my sons was arrested, had to go to jail, and it was a really, really, really difficult experience, and it was really hard to get my mind to wrap around it, and how do I handle it, and how do I solve that? I did a lot of processes. I did a lot of things to help myself to be in a calm place so that it didn't affect my sleep, that didn't affect my health, and that I could stay clear and be there for him. And that's sometimes the most valuable thing we can do. I mean, we can't solve something for someone else. We can't help their pain, but we can work on ourselves. The calmer, the more stable we are, the more valuable we are for the people that we love. If I'd have spent a lot of nights up, a lot of nights upset and stressed and foggy and mad, I can't help. And so it wasn't easy. There was a lot of nights I wanted to stay up. I wanted to cry. It was hard to know what to do. But because I knew how to do this stuff, I made it. I made it through that time, and I continue to make it. I continue to have to work on it, and I have to cry a little bit, but I work through all the stuff, and as I work on me, I can stay strong. And so that's the goal of all of this stuff, is life hits us. Life hits us hard, and if we can stay strong, we can work on ourselves, we can handle it. We can be there. We can be that person that the people we love need. So be the person you need. So let's get a better night's sleep. Check out these links I'm going to put to this video so that you can try these exercises out and see if it's something that helps you. So thank you. I'll talk to you soon.